So as I was driving, I was thinking about what is my all-time go-to anime. You know that anime that you go to when you're feeling like just maybe a little down, maybe wanting to just get a little bit of a pick me up, or wanting to watch something that's like just super familiar to you. So for me, that anime is a shoujo anime called Toradora. I think it's on Netflix right now. I think I watched it on Amazon Prime just a couple of weeks ago. I've probably seen this anime, I want to say 100 times. But it's just one of those animes that like you watch it for the first time and something about it just sticks with you. You know, something about it just makes you feel like you're rooting for these characters, you want good for them, you just want things to just completely work out. You know, and somewhere behind, you know, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, if it's gonna work out for them, it's gonna work out for me. And that for me is Toradora. So, for those of you who may not know it, I think it's a little bit of a hidden gem. I think, I don't know if it was very popular when it first came out, but it definitely is that typical kind of rom-com kind of anime. You know, two people are in high school, they're both in love with other people, and they decide to kind of join forces to get the other people that they're in love with to kind of notice them. To notice them in that way, because they're all like kind of friends. So it's the two main characters are Ryuji and Taiga, right? Taiga's this little fierce girl. She's very short. And Ryugi has a face like a gangster, right? That's basically what they say about his face. Like he's kind of like got a face of a yakuza. And they join forces, you know, and they're trying to become the guiles of the people that they're in love with. But throughout this little kind of plan that they got going, they become friends. And then, you know, blossoms into something more. But the beauty of this anime is the way that their relationship kind of blossomed. Taiga lives in this real contemporary apartment in a building that's literally right across from the apartment that Ryuji shares with his mom. And as they become friends, they realize that literally his window is facing her balcony. So she starts coming over every day, eating with them, basically becoming part of their family, because her family is fragmented. Her mother and father got a divorce, her mother remarried, her father remarried, and they kind of set her up in this apartment, and she lives all alone. And she really is really young and doesn't really know what it is to live alone. And now she's kind of gotten adopted by this family of this guy that she's getting to know and becoming really good friends with. And, you know, throughout the anime, you start to understand why Taiga kind of acts the way she does. You know, she's lonely. She feels abandoned by her parents. And, you know, she starts to identify Ryuji as her family. And, you know, somewhere in the middle of the anime, it stops becoming about her wanting to connect with this guy that she's been in love with for, you know, a very long time, and more so about just making sure that Ryuji never leaves her like everyone else in her life has. And there's a lot of trauma there, a lot of trauma with her parents. Ryuji himself is being raised by a single mother. His father was a gangster and was murdered, and his mother looks like she works in a host club and is super loving, but Ryuji is like involved in what we call parentification, where the child is the parent. And you see that in Ryuji because he takes care of the home, he cooks all the meals, and he takes care of her when she comes home really late from work. So there's a lot of, you know, different factors of trauma within this anime, but it also shows that when you have support, when you have people who love you, when you have people who want to make sure that you're okay, how so much of the things that you have went through, you can process through it and come out better. So I think that that's why I gravitate so much to that anime. I know that I saw it when I was in a point in my life where I was super lonely, and I felt like, I needed some kind of comfort, and I think that Toradora did that for me, and is why even today, when I'm feeling that way, I tend to gravitate towards it. It's something familiar. It's something that I find funny, wholesome, and it's about friendship and how friendship can help us overcome those dark things that we may have in our lives. Thanks. It's another just short episode of Anime Deep Dive, the podcast. Make sure you subscribe. See you guys later.